Hans Zimmer does not merely compose film scores, he engineers emotions. With over 150 scores to his name, 2 Academy Awards, and a seismic influence on modern cinema, Zimmer has redefined what film music can achieve. His work is not just heard, it is felt. From the thunderous dread of the Dark Knight to the ethereal sorrow of Gladiator, Zimmer's music bypasses intellectual interpretation and speaks directly to the soul. But how did a self taught musician, once expelled from 8 schools, become the most revolutionary composer of our time? Hans Zimmer was born in Frankfurt, Germany in 1957 to a mother who was a musician and a father who was an engineer. This duality, art and mechanics, would define his career. He, re- he received only 2 weeks of piano lessons before quitting, later admitting, I was more interested in taking pianos apart than playing them. His father, rather than scolding him, encouraged his curiosity, had him tools to experiment with sound. Expelled from multiple schools for his rebellious nature, Zimmer found refuge in London's underground music scene. There he joined the Buggles, the band behind the iconic, and worked with composer Stanley Myers. Together, they pioneered a radical fusion of orchestral and electronic music, a sound that would later define Zimmer's career. Zimmer's breakthrough came with The Rain Man. Instead of scoring the film traditionally, he used steel drums and synthesizers to mirror the protagonist, Raymond's fragmented perception of reality. The result was hauntingly beautiful, earning Zimmer his first Oscar nomination and proving that film scores could be more than background music. Zimmer does not write melodies, he engineers emotions. Consider the Joker's theme in The Dark Knight, a single razor-sharp cello note stretched to unbearable tension. Fear isn't a melody, Zimmer once said, it's a shiver. Similarly, in Inception, he took Edith Piaf's "Ne je ne regrette rien" and slowed it 4,000%, transforming a French love song into the groaning seismic rhyme that became synonymous with the twin warfare. The Shepherd Dog. One of Zimmer's most ingenious techniques is the Shepherd Dog, an auditory illusion where overlapping ascending scales create the sensation of never-ending escalation. Christopher Nolan used this in Dunkirk to make the audience feel trapped in relentless suspense. It's not just music. Zimmer is how life feels when you're in crisis, no resolution, just endless fun. For The Lion King, Zimmer smuggled African choir into London studios, blending Zulu chants with orchestral grandeur. Decades later, for Dune, he spent a week in Utah's desert, recording silence with inventing instruments from ostrich eggs and metallic scrapes to embody the planet Arrakis. Zimmer's first Oscar win came from Disney's Gamble, an animated epic scored with African rhythms and tribal chants. The result? The best-selling animated soundtrack of all time. Gladiator. Instead of heroic brass, Zimmer used Lisa Gerrard's wordless vocals to convey Maximus' sorrows. I wanted pain so deep even Latin couldn't hold it. The Dark Knight trilogy. Batman's theme, 2 notes, crushing weight. The Joker's, a single screaming string. Zimmer and James Newton Howard stripped superhero music down to primal impulses. Dune. 30 years later, after The Lion King, Zimmer won his second Oscar by making sand sing, choir distortions, metallic shrieks, and invented instruments created a soundscape as vast and alien as Arrakis itself. Christopher Nolan shared dreaming. Nolan and Zimmer's partnership, including Inception, Interstellar, Dunkirk, and the Batman trilogy, thrives on parallel experimentation. For Interstellar, Zimmer composed the organ theme before reading the script, based only on Nolan's cryptic letter about fatherhood. Has doesn't illustrate scenes, he builds emotional architecture. Ridley Scott scoring the subtext. From Thelma and Louise to Gladiator, Scott trusts Zimmer to score was unspoken. Denis Villeneuve, The Ultimate Sacrifice. Zimmer turned down Nolan's Tenet to devote 2 years to Dune. Some films demand obsession, he said. Mentorship. Zimmer's Santa Monica studio, remote control production, has mentored composers like John Powell and Ramin Djawadi. For The Dark Knight Rises, Zimmer invented 12,000 fans from 107 countries to record chants online, creating an epic choir of the people. Before Zimmer, electronic elements were secondary. Now, hybrid scores dominate cinema. His influence echoes in Blade Runner 2049, Stranger Things, and beyond. Hans Zimmer dismantled the walls between high and low art, between orchestra and synthesizer, between the composer and sound engineer. He proved that music isn't just accompaniment, it's the heartbeat of storytelling. As he once said, "If I play you a piece of music, that's when you can truly look inside me." And doing so, he has let us look inside ourselves.